Hello, everyone, and welcome this evening to our most recent virtual information session. I'm Kelly Williams. I'm the Outreach and Alumni Coordinator at LFCC. Tonight, we're going to talk about recreation and outdoor leadership, therapeutic recreation, and physical training, personal training programs at LFCC, and these kind of encompass our recreation and wellness programs. So when we're talking about these programs today, we're going to talk about the career paths that they can lead you down that are both engaging and exciting and really and truly fulfilling. So first, I'm going to introduce those that are going to be speaking with you this evening. The first is Stacy Ellis, the program lead, and she can wave and say hi.
Hello.
And also Lavonda Taylor, she's an advisor for students in the programs.
Hi.
And then Bridget Scarborough, she is an alum and a student. All right, so now I'm going to turn it over to Stacy to tell you all about the programs, their benefits, and what's ahead for you.
Awesome. Welcome. Thanks for joining us this evening or for watching at a future time. As Kelly said, I'm the head of health, physical education, and recreation, and I'm excited to kind of share with you our various programs and opportunities. I'm first going to start with the recreation program and then get into personal training and then talk about some options in health science and health promotion as well. So we'll go through those things. So when people first hear the term recreation and outdoor leadership as far as a degree pathway at Lord Fairfax, they kind of automatically think that they're going to get a job in either Parks and Rec or with like a state or a national park. And so I kind of want to just expand on that, expand our horizons there. Those are awesome opportunities and jobs. My husband works in Parks and Recreation, so that's close to home for us. But there's a lot more to it. There's sports management, there's event planning, there's tourism, therapeutic recreation, as Kelly mentioned. And if you're not familiar, it's in the healthcare field. So essentially it is somebody working, maybe it's at Valley Health, maybe it's with a nonprofit, but helping somebody heal holistically through activity. So they're doing assessments and maybe it's, I don't know, art therapy and helping with emotional health and healing on the mental health ward in Valley Health, for example. So it could be adaptive recreation, working with people with physical disabilities. So working in therapy recreation that way. So we'll kind of talk through some of those things, but I have a little video that I want to just show you to get started and intro into some of those career opportunities. Oh, sure. All right, so hopefully that kind of give you a little glimpse as far as career opportunities. We'll post a link with that as well in case you want to view that again. But to kind of go through, and I want to just share some things that maybe my students have gone to as far as career paths. When we're looking at nonprofit recreation, that may be something like Boulder Crest Wounded Veterans Retreat Center, Verdun Adventure Bound Center near here, the 4-H Center. I have some students that have gone into commercial recreation, so working at Massanutten, for example, running programs and things there with corporate teamwork and building opportunities. Of course, students have gone into Parks and Rec. They've gone into working at our state parks, and we're lucky that we have a lot of state parks near us that we can kind of adapt and work with. So again, lots of different career opportunities. I will say going into the program and the classes, I really try to make the program at Lord Fairfax really heavily experientially based, meaning that we have a lot of classroom knowledge that we need to learn, but we try to take that out of the classroom as much as possible. So we do a lot of field trips, we do a lot of hands-on things, and so I'm going to go through each of the classes and just give you a little bit of a glimpse into what you might experience. So the very first class that you'll take in this program is the Introduction to Parks, Recs, and Leisure Studies. This is an online course that really just gives us some background. What is recreation? What is leisure? What kind of job opportunities are there? What kind of certifications do you need? So it really kind of delves into the various opportunities in the field, in the industry, and gives, honestly, students sometimes go with a different career path once they come in thinking they want to do something, and then they learn about, I had one student that wanted to do outdoor rec, camp management, and just learned about therapeutic recreation, and that is her path. She's actually getting her master's degree now and working as a certified therapeutic recreation specialist. So you just never know, lots of opportunities. I also have the 1-credit PED 183 class, which is outdoor adventure. This is really just to get us out and active and exploring all the opportunities in the outdoors that are around us. Maybe you haven't tried rock climbing, caving, kayaking, or canoeing, and so this is just an opportunity to try those things. We typically start at the 4-H Center and doing some team building initiatives. I'm big on team building because that really translates to communication in the real world. So we do a lot of that in the program as well. In our leadership and supervision class, this is where we start to get a little bit more involved in the community. So in this class, you have a 32-hour required practicum. So I don't tell you where you go as far as your practicum experience. I help guide you as far as what are your career goals. And so some people, I just had some work at Seven Bend State Park, the new state park opening in Woodstock. I've had them work at Verdun Adventure Bound Center. I had Clark County Parks and Rec. Really that was just this past semester. So we've had lots of different things. I also had a holistic horsemanship, so a therapeutic horse riding nonprofit. So one of my students did his practicum there. So the opportunity is to gain leadership skills, gain experience in recreation program planning, and get a feel for the industry. Sometimes students are like, yes, this is it, and often get part-time jobs as a result of their practicum experience, which is awesome. Other times, maybe they realize, okay, maybe this isn't the part of recreation that they enjoy. And so the next semester they find the new practicum, because there is a 32-hour in the fall and in the spring as part of another class. And so then that's the kind of, that's a good learning experience as well, right? Like realizing maybe what you don't want to do. So in this class, the leadership as well, we add in servant leadership training. We've also gone to the Virginia Community College System Student Leadership Conference. So again, lots of hands-on activity. I've also done some wheelchair basketball. So we're learning about adaptive recreation and programming with special needs populations. In our spring version, I was talking about the practicum, we have the recreation program planning class. So we're just kind of taking what we've learned from the leadership class and kind of taking it up a notch. So you're still doing a 32-hour practicum. It could be a same practicum where you're kind of expanding on that experience, where they're giving you more leadership opportunity, or you're doing something different. It really just depends. Maybe you want a diverse experience. Students then also have to do a lot of activities through our student activities department. So they have to come up with an idea on their own and then run that program. So they have to market it, they have to develop flyers, they have to come up with the lesson plan, they have to get all the materials, they have to do the evaluation afterwards. It's really quite cool. I mean, we have here in this picture was a color fight. One of our students came up with the idea to do a color fight instead of a color run. So bought the colors and the shirts and whatnot, and we did that. So it's really this nice partnership with our student activities department to offer things to our peers. Students also then get to do programming such as working on planning their spring picnic. We have gone to the senior home and planned events there. We've also gone to a Parks and Rec and worked with children on programming and offered a 2-hour event for them. Students then also have the opportunity to help with our annual Wits for Wellness 5K that's held every spring. So they get that sport and event management as well. We also have, of course, a big piece to program planning is that risk management piece. So students will learn about negligence toward all of those things to help minimize risk during any kind of event that we are planning. So that's a course that students have to take as well. One of our really heavily, again, experientially based courses is our outdoor recreation course. Students will get certifications out of this class. So we do a Leave No Trace trainer course where typically it's an overnight training where we're doing some backpacking and then students are teaching each other Leave No Trace principles. With the COVID-19, the Center for Outdoor Ethics was very gracious and we were able to adapt all of our teaching to the online environment. And so students were still able to gain this certification and really good experience together. So you're coming out with a certification that's nationally known. We also attend conferences together. As a group, we've gone to the Virginia Adventure Educators Conference, the Mid-Atlantic Experiential Education Conference as well. And we then do a lot of field trips. So we'll go to Seven Bend State Park and do service projects. We'll go to Camp Rock Enon and learn about camp management. We had planned to go to Holistic Horsemanship Services and do a whole session where we were working with equine therapy. So lots, again, kind of hands-on things that we're doing in this to give you that real world experience. And kind of just to highlight some other things, you can see some pictures here. We have wheelchair basketball. Again, I talked about that team building. So you can see this picture here in the center in the classroom. This was in my leadership class. We did a breakout EDU. So it was kind of a breakout escape room in the classroom, which was a lot of fun. Again, working on those communication skills. We do a lot of our teaching and learning even on the mountaintops. So you never know where it's going to happen, where we're going to have all these great teachable moments. So lots of fun that we have in that. That's very practical. As far as transfer opportunities go, I want to highlight some of the work that we've done to help make sure there are seamless transitions for you once you finish your 2 years at Lord Fairfax. And maybe I need to step back, actually. So the great thing with the recreation program is it can be a standalone degree, an associate's degree in general studies in either recreation and outdoor leadership, or it can be an add-on program as well. So a 16-credit career studies certificate that maybe, like I have a student that is getting her associates in science because she wants to do environmental education. So she is partnering her recreation and outdoor leadership career studies certificate with that associate's degree. And that just includes all of those classes that I just kind of gave you a brief overview of. If you decide to go with the 2-year program, we have set in stone now with Shepherd University. There's 2 options. So you can go into therapeutic recreation, and it's kind of that seamless pathway as long as we've met GPA requirements and you've taken all of the classes here at Lord Fairfax. And so with therapeutic recreation, that includes your anatomy and physiologies and also psychology courses as far as that gen ed requirements. Also with Shepherd, we have a public parks and administration pathway as well. With Radford University, you can also get 2 years here and go into either therapeutic recreation or a Parks and Recreation degree. Ferrum College, we have 2 years, 2+2 agreements where you go from Lord Fairfax to Ferrum in either ecotourism or recreation leadership. And while right now we don't have formal agreements with Mason because they are kind of doing some changes with their programs, several of our students have gone to George Mason and they accept our courses as well. So one of our recent grads, actually she was the first graduate of our recreation program, just finished her Bachelor of Science in Tourism and Events Management. She was just working with the City of Houston's mayor's office doing special events and tourism planning for that department, which I think is pretty amazing, right? From Lord Fairfax all the way to Houston, we're still making a difference. So again, lots of opportunities for transfer pathways in the recreation program. So to switch gears a little bit, again, I'm the head of health, physical education, and recreation. We also have a career studies certificate in personal training and group exercise leadership. And I'd love to say I have lots of pictures, but I don't of this program, so I need to go back and start taking some more photos. But I'll just give you a general overview. Essentially, it's a 16-credit program that is intended for students that are interested in going into personal training, group exercise leadership. And a lot of times it is for the student that is maybe partnering it with their science degree, associate's degree, that's going to transfer into degrees in kinesiology, exercise physiology, that sort of thing, that want to get that background knowledge, maybe that want to get enough background knowledge to sit for a national exam. So maybe they're thinking about taking the American College of Sports Medicine personal training, certified personal trainer exam, the National Academy of Sports Medicine, I mean, NFPT. I could go on with the acronyms and the list of opportunities as far as national exams go. But as far as the program entails, essentially students need to either take anatomy and physiology. It could be either for transfer or non-transfer. So that's your Bio 141 and 142s. You then take a lot of health classes that are going to give you that anatomy further background and how do we apply it to our own personal health and wellness. Weight training, it's really important if you're going into personal training to make sure you know proper form, proper technique, that sort of thing. When you then get into, oh, let me go back, sorry, and mention the nutrition course. Well, technically, as personal trainers, we don't prescribe diet plans. We still need to know, right, the basis and have a general understanding of what nutrition is and healthy nutrition, because pairing healthy nutrition with exercise is really what's going to help our clients reach their goals. So lastly on the list, we have exercise science and the seminar and project. And I would say those two are capstone courses of the program. In exercise science, we are actually using the National Academy of Sports Medicine standards and book and go through the process of fitness assessments to planning exercise programs and that sort of thing. So in that seminar and project class, I will take students and pair them with volunteer clients. So I happen to only, I was a client this semester, and so I had one of my students, he had to take me through a fitness assessment, do my cardiovascular, you know, my measurements, all of those things. And then he had to, based on our discussion of SMART goals and where I saw myself, what I was doing currently, then he had to develop weekly exercise programs for me, which became interesting once we moved to Zoom with the COVID. But honestly, like, he got a really good experience in, you know, telehealth or personal training. So he got some of that as well. So it really worked on his cueing skills. So again, a lot of hands-on experience here where students are, again, once they've gained that background knowledge, are paired with clients so that we really help them hone the skills that become that hands-on, that practical piece. I also have students go out into the community and do observations so that they are learning from a variety, right? Like there's so many styles of personal training. There's people that are, you know, specializing in seniors. There's postpartum specialization. So there's lots of different subspecialties there, and it is quite a wide range in the industry. But at Lord Fairfax, you can take those 16 credits and help prepare you for a national exam. So lastly, I just kind of want to talk about not a formal degree that we have at Lord Fairfax, but this new pathway, these 2+2 agreements that I've been working on with Shepherd University. So those are health science and health promotion. So essentially what it is it's taking our general studies degrees and really just plugging in our elective pieces the classes that they need to get into those programs, either in health science or health promotion at Shepherd University. So just to highlight a couple of those, the first class is Healthcare for Athletic Injuries. That's actually going to be a brand new course this fall coming up. It is an online course, and one that I'm really excited about. I actually started my career as a certified athletic trainer and working at the high school level, taking care of prevention, rehabilitation of students with athletic injuries. So excited to kind of come back to that. So join me for the fall. We also then have HLT 160, personal health and fitness. You kind of learn a little bit about your personal health and fitness, SMART goals, that sort of thing. And as we've mentioned before, the leadership and supervision course. So that actually works in this program as well. And then your anatomy and physiologies. Again, if this is something that you're interested in with Shepherd, either health science or health promotion, I can definitely give you more information. And we have, you know, on our official, it's signed by our provost and VPs and Shepherd as well. So this kind of just gives us a roadmap. So when we hand it over to either advising or if you're working with me, we know exactly what you need to take. So it makes it pretty easy, which is fabulous. So just to kind of wrap up before I hand it over to Bridget, just want to thank you. I am excited maybe to work together on any of these programs. I have my contact information. Email right now is the best way to reach me because I'm not sure when we'll all be back on campus or in our offices, but definitely email and let's talk more about the programs. So just to hand it over to Bridget, former student who actually has the recreation and the personal training degrees, is going to give us a little insight.
Thank you. So I graduated high school in 1988, and so coming back to college after all this time, I started in January of 2017. So it was almost 30 years later, and so I was a little nervous because I thought I'm going to be in here with all these people that are the age of my son, who was also in college at the same time that I was, and I was a little intimidated, but I like to learn and I was excited about it. So coming in, Stacy has made the program so fun and welcoming. So she keeps it creative. She makes it interesting. She's extremely passionate about it. So when you're learning from her, you can tell that she's really excited to teach it. It's not like she's just kind of going through the motions. She's really wanting you to understand the material. She sets, you know, she has high standards that she wants us to meet, but she encourages you along the way and really is there to help you get through the program and to learn as much as you can and to find what it is that you want to do. So when I joined the program, my intention was to learn as much as I could and to get my degree because I thought that I wanted to work with seniors in like living, senior living facilities. And so I did my practicum in a facility, and I did love it. I was really excited about it, and it was very rewarding to do things with the seniors in this particular facility. But ultimately, as time went on, I kind of realized that that might not be the right path for me. And I'm constantly, and Stacy would say this, I'm like, oh, this is really exciting. Oh, this is really, but I really like this too. And that's what's so exciting and great about this degree, right? Because if you're in recreation, it's like this umbrella. And so you can be over here and then see a squirrel and decide you want to go over here, and that's okay because it's still underneath that recreation umbrella. So there's so many different avenues, and she introduces you to all of them. She gives you an opportunity to get out, like she said, in the real world and see what people are doing, and they talk to you about what they're doing. So they may give you, various things that they do throughout the day, so you can kind of get a feel like, oh, that sounds like something I'd really love and I'd get excited about. And then there's others that you go to that you might be like, I'm not really feeling this one. But the cool thing is that everybody gets an opportunity to go through and really see what there is out there for everyone. I will say, when I first became a personal trainer, which was back in 2004, I did the ACE program, and I did it online. And fast forward years later, I had an opportunity to do another program that had more hands-on. It was still limited. It was only a few days during a week. And I remember thinking to myself that I had wished when I first became a personal trainer that I had done some more extensive hands-on training, because I learned so much. This takes it to that even higher level, because you're doing that over the course of, months versus, a few days. And to become a personal trainer with that kind of experience and knowledge and hands-on learning makes you such a better trainer. I can't even begin to express the difference between learning something online or by book only and then having to go in and sit for a test versus actually physically doing the assessments and seeing firsthand what an exercise is supposed to look like. You can read all day long and see a video about what a lunge is supposed to look like or a squat is supposed to look like. But until you can look at someone doing it and have Stacy show you, or the instructor show you, or the professor, like, okay, do you see what's going on with their knees? Do you see what's going on with their back and their neck and their shoulders? To see it firsthand makes such a difference. And when you can go out into the real world and be that trainer that actually can see those things, because that's something that's come back to me time and time again, is people acknowledging, I can't believe what you see. I can't believe how you can catch one shoulder being off from the other or bad form. All of us have seen that in the gym where we're, watching someone work out and we're like, oh my gosh, what are they doing? But there are trainers out there who don't see that. And I think that having these hands-on classes really make a huge difference for that career studies certificate, so that if you do want to become a trainer, because it can be an extremely lucrative career, guys. If you want to go into recreation and you have that degree, and then on top of that, you have the personal training, that really, really opens you up. So even if you're not ready to take it to a bachelor's degree, you're going to have such a larger, resume to bring to the table than just somebody who just got their certification online. Being able to show up with all these skills that you've learned and understanding, you might have a client that's into rock climbing or kayaking, and because you did it and you learned it, you can say, oh, okay, well, you're going to be using, a lot of shoulder and a lot of back and a lot of core. So let's really strengthen those areas for you and keep you mobile so that you can keep moving. But unless you physically did it before, you really don't understand how to train somebody who might do that, recreationally. And so all of these things just make you even better. As a personal trainer, I can say that even though I had already been doing it for 13 years by the time I started learning, there was so much that I've learned from this program, and it's made me a better trainer. It's made me a more confident trainer, and it's really kind of opened me up to the possibility that even at the age of almost 50, that I can start a whole new career if I want to. So, because why not, right? So you just keep learning and growing. And And so it's been exciting and fun, and you can do it at any age, and it's going to make you that much more, people are going to just want you as an employee. If you go into a position where you're going into a gym, let's say, or recreational facility, having this degree is going to make a much bigger impact than if you just showed up with just the plain old certification. So, and you'll learn a lot. And Stacy's just a wealth of knowledge and so fun. And I loved going to the classes too. A lot of the classes I took were online for my degree, and but the classes were really, really fun, and meeting people of all ages and everybody just getting along and having fun and being able to share their experiences. It's just been really, really rewarding. And I'm gonna start crying because I'm gonna miss it. So anyway, but it's been awesome. And so I'm gonna hand off to Miss Lavonda now and let her talk to you guys all about, coming into the school and orientations and all that fun stuff.
Hey, Lavonda, before, can I jump in real quick? Because we had one surprise student join us. So, thanks. Bridget, first of all, Bridget, thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words, and we're definitely going to miss you as well. So we're excited that Zach was actually able to join us. We have Zach Weaver here, who was a graduate from last year, who is now working at Massanutten. And Zach, you're going to have to forgive me because I know you're a supervisor, but I cannot remember your exact title. So Zach is working in commercial recreation. He completed the Recreation Outdoor Leadership degree. So I'm going to hand it over for him to tell us about his position and how this program prepared him. So thanks for joining, Zach.
Thanks for having me, Stacy. So yeah, I work up at Massanutten at the Family Adventure Park. Essentially, it's where they do like the snow tubing, zip lining, team building, all that kind of stuff if you've ever been there. And the program is really what got me that position. I was able to use these networking skills that I learned through Stacy's program, especially with the practicums that she has you do, to build a network there and be able to, work my way up rather than not having those skills.
Awesome. Thanks so much. I appreciate you jumping on. And again, like he said, Zach, he's a supervisor and going to work his way up. So we're excited to kind of follow him. I do like to kind of, keep track of my students and just kind of see where they go. So it's always exciting to know what path they're on beyond Lord Fairfax. So sorry to interrupt you, Lavonda, but we'll now hand it over to you to tell us about the advising piece.
Hi, everyone. So, once you're interested in taking some classes, you're probably like, now what do I do? And you're going to just start with your application to Lord Fairfax. And it's pretty simple. You're just going to go to our webpage and to the future student page, and you're going to apply. And once you apply, you will receive some information after your application is processed, and you will attend a new student orientation, or you will be given directions if you have already taken some college credits. And so after you have attended your orientation, they're going to give you lots of information about LFCC, pretty much all the important stuff that you need to know about your program, and credits and credit hours and financial aid, a wealth of information. You'll attend this session online currently. We're offering them in a Zoom session, so you can still ask any questions that you might have during this orientation, and it's really going to get you acclimated with the important things that you're going to need before your classes start. So foundation of LFCC and being a new student there. And once you finish your orientation, at the end of your orientation, you will make an appointment with me if you're going to be taking classes at the Middletown campus. I'm the Middletown advisor for all of Stacy's programs. And so once you get that appointment with me, I get an email notification, and I will send you important information that you will need before you register with me. So we'll go over any placement that you might need for your English classes and your math classes, which are some of the foundation courses for the degrees. For some of the certificate programs, the courses aren't as lengthy, so because they're quicker programs, you might not need to do placement, but that will be determined at the orientation depending on the program that you pick, and all of the options will be presented to you. And so when you do meet with me, we'll talk individually about, your goals and, what you're trying to achieve, the programs you're interested in. And even if you're not sure at the time, I can give you some classes that'll get you started, some introduction classes like Stacy mentioned. The RPK 100 does explore a lot of the options. So just to kind of get your feet wet and get you some basic knowledge as to what you're going to need to know moving forward. And then, I will make sure that you have support every step of the way. I know that with the COVID-19, the majority of the advising is done either via telephone or Zoom meeting, but I give you plenty of time. We get a whole hour together so we can sit down and discuss any questions, concerns, anything that you feel like you haven't had answered up to that point. I will be your point of contact. So, sometimes students will get off the call with me and they realize they had 5 more questions to ask, and you will be able to email me. We can set up another appointment if you still have questions afterwards, but the intention of the meeting is to get you registered for your classes and get you started with what you're going to do next before the fall semester starts. So, I will answer any questions you have about, books or anything that you feel is something that you need answered before you can start at LFCC, or that you're nervous about, or I'll just give you that reassurance that we're on the right track and we're doing everything that we need to do to get you where you need to go. And you don't have to feel like you have to talk to a million different people, because once you sign up for the program that you want to take, you are stuck with me. So you'll have one person, that you can reach out to, and I know your stories, and you won't have to tell 500 people every time you have a question about something. Stacy is amazing. Like Bridget said, she's one of the wonderful program leads who she's very passionate about her program. So I'm not pushing you off if I send you to her with a question that I don't know an answer to, but she is an expert in that field. And although I can give you, all of the general education, the classes that you're going to need to transfer, once you start asking those specific class related questions, I'm sending you to Stacy, because she knows the answers to them, and she's amazing. And, we correspond with each other with students, so you will always feel supported in your programs, and you will never be alone. I check in with you often, so once you get registered, don't be surprised if in the middle of semester you get a message from me saying, hey, just checking to see how things are going, or an email saying, come in and see me, it's time to start talking about next semester's classes. So it's not like a one-time meet and then you never see me again. You will see me even once you are at your graduation. So I follow you from beginning to end, and am always available. If your family, or anybody just has concerns or questions, you will definitely be able to get in contact with me. If you do have any issues, once you decide you want to come to Lord Fairfax and you're just not sure what to do, you can always email me, ltaylor@lfcc.edu, and there's always my contact information on the LFCC webpage, so you can always contact me that way as well. Email is the best way, but like I said, I don't know when we're going to be back on campus, but when we are on campus, students stop by to see me all the time, make appointments just to come in and say hi, let me know how things are going. So we'll have a chance to build a relationship during your time at Lord Fairfax, and I think that that's going to be very important, just to kind of make sure that we're on the same page with things and to keep the ball rolling with everything. So like I said, my name is LaVonda Taylor. You can look me up if you do have questions about getting started at Lord Fairfax, and I would love to get you started and get you in the right direction to where you need to go, so that you know, we can get this wonderful programming together and get you out there and getting some of these great experiences that Bridget and Stacy have talked about today.
Thank you. And I just want to make a quick note. Lavonda talked about the Middletown campus. I am based in the Middletown campus, but we are looking to expand to the Fauquier campus as well. I even have, Bridget was at the Fauquier campus. And so we set the schedule such that if you're based in Fauquier and we don't have the numbers yet to host full classes at Fauquier, we make the schedule so that it's, you know, on one day that you come, or, you know, condensed in a hybrid fashion, so that you're not having to travel to Middletown campus multiple days per week. We have a lot of relationships with community partners in Fauquier as well. So I want you to know that I have students from Luray that come up to Middletown. So this is a whole campus or a whole college program that is looking to expand to other campuses as well. So I'll hand it to Kelly.
Thank you so much, Stacy, and thank you all of you for showing everyone just how great this program is, not just because of the coursework and the experiences, but the people who are behind you every step of the way. And that's the thing about Lord Fairfax. In the 50 years that we've been open, your future has always been our focus, and that has not changed. So whether it's Stacy, Lavonda, alums like Bridget or Zach or myself, we are all here for you to direct and guide you and to get you on that path that works for you, as Stacy said. So with that, I will wish everyone a good night. What we'll do next is send an email to anyone who registered for this session with Stacy's contact, Lavonda's contact, and some more resources. And then just give you, again, another copy of this recording to watch over again. Feel free to share with family and friends, anyone else you think is interested. Again, everyone have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.